Assalamu alaikum, Masal khair al Jamii. We would like to welcome all of you to our today's workshop, which is going to be about how to understand and answer essay exam questions presented by Dr. Mohammed Ibrar. So, today's topic, actually, as we are approaching midterm exams, so it is necessary for all of the students to understand, to know how to deconstruct the essay exam questions. So I will leave the floor for Dr. Mohammed Ibrar to teach us about this very interesting topic. So, Dr. Abrar, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Basim, for introducing me. I'm absolutely delighted to be presenting this presentation on how to understand and answer essay questions. I know it's very, very relevant and pertinent for students as exams are around the corners. In fact, my students had the writing exam today itself, and they're going to have, more writing quizzes. So uh, it's going to be very, very helpful. If you have any questions, you can write in the chat box, or you can use mic and uh, ask me a question straight away. So, how to move this slide? Hello, can you guide me how to move this slide?
Yeah, just
Do
click
we
on
need
the
to
second
close the
slide.
chat box?
You can just click on the second slide, slide number 2.
Yeah, it doesn't move when I try to go to second slide.
Okay, try use
Okay,
arrows.
maybe I need to close the chat box, I guess.
Can you go to presentation mode?
Presentation mode. I should have, checked it first.
It's okay.
Should I? Okay, let me stop sharing, then I'll try.
Okay.
Okay, I presentation mode.
You can upload it if you want.
Yeah. Okay. Let me close this window.
Yeah, it's better to share only the PowerPoint window, not the whole screen.
When I click window, I don't see my slide then.
Because you minimize it, you need to maximize it. Maximize the PowerPoint.
Maximize the presentation PowerPoint. Okay, I did.
Yeah. So then go to window. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay now.
Can you click on slideshow? So we need it in full screen. Or before
Uh,
that, go to set up slideshow. Set up
slideshow.
slideshow. Yeah, set
Okay,
up.
then
Just yeah. Go down. Set up slideshow. On the
set up
your left.
slideshow. Okay.
Yes. Go there. Choose the second one.
Browse by an individual window.
Yes. If you choose this
Okay.
one, it's gonna be yes. Okay. So
Okay.
now yeah, presented in full screen.
And then
Yeah. Go down on your left, on your right.
okay.
Yes. Now you can present it. Okay. Click from
Yeah,
beginning.
from beginning. Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. Thank you.
Can you now see the chat and everything?
No, it's gone. Oh, no problem. I'll take questions using mic,
You can
because if I open a
just
chat box, if I open a chat box, I can't move the slides.
okay, but you can just adjust the size so you can see both the chat and the yeah. Adjust the
Okay, let me
size.
let me try once.
Yeah.
Now again, I can't move.
You can
When chat
use your
when chat
mouse or the arrows. You see the arrows down there, left and right.
yeah, it doesn't click. See,
Yeah,
it's
click them and that's it. Not from the blackboard, so from the slide.
yeah.
Yes, click here. So now, yeah, it is it is moving now.
Yeah, from here, see, it's okay.
Yeah,
Now, when I
and
open
you
the
can
chat box,
also
I
use.
can't.
All right.
So, can I continue now without the chat box?
Yeah, you can go back and forth,
Yeah, yeah.
look at the
Okay.
chat, and then back to PowerPoint presentation. Yes, go ahead. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Sorry for this technical snag. Okay. Here is an overview. Let me walk you through, some of the steps that we are going to see in this presentation. So, we'll take a look at the strategies to understand questions, then tips and ideas for writing essays. We'll also have a look at sample writing quizzes, and try to understand, and then discuss how to deal with them. And then I'll take questions from you all. It's very important to understand essay questions. As the famous saying goes, once you understand the question, half the answer is done. And so you need to read questions very carefully. Read it maybe 2 times, 3 times, because if you get it wrong, you may write a lot of things, but you end up writing actually nothing. It's very, very important to read questions and understand it. You also need to pay heed to instructions. There are instructions that you need to pay very, very close attention to. Because if you miss one instruction, you'll be marked down. So how can we stay focused to keywords? Yeah, you need to highlight, you need to underline important keyword. So if you read a question, you need to identify the keywords, and maybe you can underline or highlight. This helps you stay focused. Even in the middle of the, writing your answers, you can go back. Am I staying on the topic? Am I going off topic? So these keywords help you stay focused and not go off at the tangent. You need to circle the main verb in the question, because it's the main verb that tells you what to do with this question. So you need to circle the main verb, because it could be about, comparing, it could be about analyzing, evaluating. Yeah. So you need to really uh, pay attention to the verb used in the question. It's extremely important. If you miss it, you miss everything later on. So, like, for example, is the essay asking me to write a problem solution essay, or is it about cause and effect? For example, uh, driving, chatting while driving. Yeah, it's a problem. What can be the solution? You can discuss it in the form of an essay. Or, junk food leads to health issues. So these are cause and effect essays. So you need to pay attention to the verb. Comparison, contrast, you have to, make comparison. So what I'm supposed to do, you need to focus on the verb, and then you have to follow the rest of the words. Ensure you understand what type of answers main verb calls for. Yeah, whether the verb is asking me to analyze, or do evaluation, or write just a summary. You also need to decide whether the question is asking me to write one paragraph or multiple paragraphs. If it's one paragraph, you need to begin with a topic sentence, supporting ideas, and then conclusion, end with a conclusion. But if you have to write, for example, a 5-paragraph essay, then you need to have a topic sentence in each paragraph. And then it has to be a different introductory paragraph. The last sentence of an introductory paragraph should have a thesis statement which guides reader what they are going to read in different paragraphs. So here you need to decide very early before you write, is it one paragraph or multi-paragraphs? You need to write important points you want to include in your answer. So before you begin writing, you need to collect ideas. You need to brainstorm ideas before you write. It could be about different essays. And then you need to follow general rules of writing, which involve some sub skills of writing. Yeah, for example, indentation. You need to leave some space, when you begin your paragraph, and then you have to write in full. I mean, you don't have to leave a space, right or left. And then, Of course, you begin with the topic sentence followed by supporting sentences and conclusion. Yeah. So until now, we were just planning, thinking, yeah, jotting down some points, organizing ideas. Now here we get into writing. Yeah. Mode. So plan before you write. Yeah. It's very important to plan before you write. Uh, in fact, I was invigilating this morning uh, my students for writing quiz one of healthcare that I teach. And I told them so many times, like, for example, if you get a paragraph to write, first collect ideas about your topic, list ideas, then organize ideas. But of them did. Others, went straight into writing. And as a result, what happened? Some of them got stuck in the middle. They were just thinking hard, were not able to collect points. Yeah. So it's very important collect ideas and decide which information will go first, second, and third before you actually uh, start writing. You also need to decide, yeah, one paragraph or multi-paragraphs, as I told you before. Write important points you want to include in your answers. Sorry, some of the points are repetitive, so I start here with the next point. You need to begin with the topic sentence. When you start writing, you need to begin with the topic sentence. Why? Because a topic sentence introduces what the topic is. So it's very important to write a very good topic sentence because the reader will know what you are going to talk about in the following sentences. And you have to follow the format. Every essay has a different format. If you don't stick to the format, you may lose marks and you won't be considered a good writer as you do not follow the set format which is prescribed for a particular essay. And once you make your point, you need to develop it. Sometimes students are marked down for content because they make very valid points, but they don't explain further. They don't develop their ideas. And this is where you lose marks because you haven't given sufficient information. So once you make your point, you need to explain further. You need to give reasons. You need to give example. If you have facts, you need to include fact. If you have some data, or if you have research done in this field and you have some facts or data, uh, numbers and years in which researches were conducted, you can write detail. So all the details you want to put it, this is the point where you can do it while writing supporting sentences. Some students are in habit of restating the prompt. When you are given uh, prompts, they tend to use them. You have to use the information. You have to use the prompt to develop your ideas. You can't just it's a sign of a lazy writer. You don't want to think and write. You just want to take the prompts and want to convert them into sentences. Avoid doing that. It's not a good sign of a skillful writer. Now you need to end with a strong conclusion. Now, what do we mean by strong conclusion? You must summarize what you have said before, and you can retell the topic sentence using different words. And then you can end with your opinion.
لا 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 يصير زي اول خلاص انت بس يضغط بعدين خلاص
If you have any questions
هنا
and you want to ask, go ahead. Then we'll take a look at the sample essay questions.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Hello. Are you asking a question? Can you hear me? Don't worry, if you're not able to ask questions, you can Uh, okay. Okay. All right. Now, let's have a look at some of the sample essay questions, samples that are shared with us in the ELI. So I thought it would be better if we can, take a look at the real sample questions. And, our real exams are pretty much close to what we are taking a look here. For example, if you write a paragraph, the question is write a paragraph about how Sir William Osler made a difference in medicine. This was a sample question for my students for this quiz. It's not a real question of the exam, it's a sample question. Okay? So the first thing that you need to focus on and highlight a paragraph. That means you are not writing many paragraphs, you're just writing one paragraph. This a paragraph is very important here, because I saw some students, writing, couple of paragraphs. So the instruction says clearly one paragraph. Again, and what's the topic? Sir William Osler. So you can also highlight Sir William Osler. I'm addressing most of you as you, because I think students also, mostly students are participating in this presentation, attending. Made a difference. Again, made a difference is very important phrase here. Made a difference in medicine. You need to highlight this as well. Now, the second bulleted point, paragraph should be at least 150 words. So you need to stick to word limit. It's very important again. Now, if you get close to 150 words, that's okay. But don't write less than 150 words. Yeah, it's better if you go beyond 150 words. 155, 160, 165, it's okay. So 510 words minus plus, that would be fine. And if you roughly calculate 150 words, it comes about 12 sentences long. Okay, so if you either you write 12 sentences long or 150 words, yeah, it's almost the same. I think I would advise you all to go for number of words. Sentences could be tricky. Some students write very short sentences, others write long sentences. So if you go for 150 words, that's much better. Now, again, your paragraph should follow a clear outline and includes the following. So here is a very clear cut instruction that when you write a paragraph, it should have a topic sentence. That means you must begin your essay with a topic sentence. And before you write, you need to think, what can be the best topic sentence for Sir William Osler? So a topic sentence introduces what the topic is. Like Sir William Osler, who is he? Is he a doctor? Is he a football player? Is he a scientist? Or is he a teacher? So you need to clarify right at the outset who this person is, because the readers want to know who you are writing about, and then what has he done, what is his achievement, what is his contribution. Yeah, so you can say Sir William Osler is a scientist or a doctor who has made a remarkable difference in medicine, or who made extraordinary achievements in the field of medicine. So if you write topic sentence like this, you have introduced who this person is and why is he famous for, what has he done, what are his achievements. So from one sentence, the reader, from the very first sentence, readers come to know about this person and why he is so famous. Now, supporting sentences. Whatever you say in supporting sentences should be related to the topic sentence that you have just written. Any sentence which is not related to the topic sentence would be considered off topic, and hence you will be marked down. So you need to make sure that any sentence you write after the topic sentence must be closely linked to your topic sentence. And when you write top supporting sentences, you need to have, maybe 4 or 5 points, and then you have to develop those points. Like first point, you talk about, you know, he contributed a lot to the field of medical sciences. So you need to make points, and then you have to give examples in what way he has contributed immensely. What are his extraordinary achievements to the development of medical science? So here you can, explain, give examples, give reasons, and you can include some facts and data if you have, and then a conclusion sentence. As you can see, I've highlighted important words, keywords in yellow. They're very, very important. Maybe in the middle of your answer, you can return to them, which help you guide whether you are staying focused to your topic or not. Now, a concluding sentence. Now, what is a concluding sentence? Yeah. So, what makes concluding sentence the best one? It must summarize what you have said before in supporting sentences, and opinion. You can give your opinion, or you can retell the topic sentence using different words. So, in conclusion, you can summarize what you have said before, number one. Number two, you can give your opinion, or you can retell the topic sentence using different words. Don't just copy and paste. Don't just copy the topic sentence words, exactly as they are. No, you can have the same idea, but you can use different words. So paraphrasing skills will come handy here. If you can paraphrase the topic sentence, you can use that in conclusion. And then you can end with your opinion, which is optional. Sometimes you don't have to. You also need to pay attention to types of sentences that instructions ask you to write. For example, you say compound sentences with at least 3 different coordinating conjunctions. So when you have 2 simple sentences and you join them with coordinating conjunctions like and, but, so, fanboys, yeah? I hope you remember fanboys. Yeah, F stands for, A stands for and, N stands for nor, B stands for but, O stands for or, Y stands for yet, and then S stands for so. These are all coordinating conjunctions. So the instruction says you must write compound sentences with 3 different coordinating conjunctions. So they're asking you to use 3 different coordinating conjunctions in the form of compound sentences. In some exams, you may have to write, a mixture of sentences. For example, you need to write a good mix of simple sentences, compound sentences, complex sentences. If you just write simple sentences, it's not a sign of a good writer, and you will be marked down because you did not pay attention to instructions given in the question. Also, you need to pay heed to, punctuation marks. Yeah, and there are two golden rules. Yeah, every sentence must end with a full stop or period, and every sentence must begin with a capital letter, except questions. Yeah, if you have question sentences, they are uh, different. Now let's go to the second sample essay question. If you have any questions, go ahead, please. You can use your mic. If you have any queries, shoot at me. Hope you can hear me. Hello. Can you hear me? Oh, okay, okay. Lovely, lovely.
Yes, yes, Professor. We can hear you.
Great. Thank you. So let's, sorry. Yeah. Let's have a look at the second sample essay questions, which again, I'm sorry, I've got most of the questions from ELIH because I'm teaching healthcare these days. I tried to get it from, Ellis and Elia from Drive, but maybe, it's early in the semester, so they haven't put yet, any sample writing quizzes there. So I tried, but I couldn't get it. So, but other essays are also pretty much the same as we have here. It could be only a difference in terms of difficulty level, I guess, but mostly ideas are the same. So whatever we are discussing could be helpful and relevant for Ellis as well as Elia and other, English programs that we are doing at the ELI. Yeah. Now, your essay should follow a logical division of ideas, organization, and yeah. So the keyword here is logical division of ideas. Okay, that means you need to divide ideas in different paragraphs. Now, again, number of words, 350 words. So you need to highlight it. You need to underline it. Now it says an effective funnel or attention getting introductory paragraph. Now, it's again important. You need to highlight funnel. So the question is asking you to give a funnel introduction. Now let's understand what funnel introduction is. That means in an introductory paragraph, you need to begin with something very general in nature about the topic. And then you need to narrow it down to something very, very specific. And this is called funnel. If you take a look at the shape of a funnel, at the top, it's quite open, it's quite wide, and then it narrows down, which helps liquid get into, bottles or something else. Yeah, that's why it's called funnel introduction. So the question is asking to start with something general in nature about the topic, and then, make it quite a specific. Like, for example, if I remember correctly, last year there was a question, write a comparative essay between coronavirus and measles. Yeah. So the final introduction would be of this topic. There are many dangerous diseases in the world. Corona and measles are also one of them. So you start with something in general. You talk about diseases. There are many dangerous diseases in the world. And, okay, corona and virus are also like them. So you begin with something general, and then you make it a specific, and you limit it to coronavirus and measles. An effective thesis statement that shows your essay will be organized as a logical division of ideas essay. Again, thesis statement is very important here. Now, if you have a one paragraph essay, you don't need to write a thesis statement. But if you need to write a 5-paragraph essay, it's a must. You need to write a thesis statement. As topic sentence is usually in the first sentence, or it could be in the second. In exceptional cases, it might be at the end as well. But generally speaking, topic sentence at the beginning, and thesis statement should be the last sentence of the introductory paragraph, especially if you are writing, more than one paragraph. Now, why is thesis statement important here? In the last sentence, you write a thesis statement, and it's important because it signals readers what they are going to read in the second paragraph, third paragraph, fourth paragraph. Let me exemplify. Let me give you examples. Suppose the topic was about, the comparative study between coronavirus and, measles. The thesis statement would be, in this essay, the discussion will be about symptoms, treatments. So naturally, you get to know, okay, in the second paragraph, the students will write about symptoms. And then in the third paragraph, treatment. So you have to write your paragraph based on what you have said in the thesis statement. So thesis statement and the following paragraph should go hand in hand. If you write in the thesis statement symptom first, you must write about the symptoms in the second paragraph before treatment, and then later on you can write about treatment. Hope it helps you understand about thesis statement. Now, another bulleted information is a 3 well-supported body paragraph that clearly relate to the thesis statement. Yes. Now, in the body paragraphs, yeah, whatever you say should be closely linked to the thesis statement. See? So if you write something in body paragraphs that are not related to what you have said in the thesis statement, students will be marked down. Yeah, because there is no logical, links between what you have said in the thesis statement and what you are writing in the following paragraphs. And remember, when you write, multi-paragraphs, each paragraph should have a topic sentence. Why? Again, it's the topic sentence that tells reader what they're going to read in this paragraph. So each paragraph should have a topic sentence. And it should be, logically connected to the thesis statement. Now, concluding paragraph, which starts with the transition signal. Now we move to a concluding paragraph. It's very important to start a concluding paragraph with a conclusion signal, because if you fail to write a signal, it does not tell readers where you have actually started your conclusion. Like, you must begin your concluding paragraph with all in all, in summary, to conclude, in conclusion. So the moment readers look at this word or phrase, okay, you get to know, okay, now the student is ending his essay, is trying to conclude. So this conclusion signal actually signals that, okay, the writer is trying to wind up, tries to, end his essay. So it's very important. If you fail to write this, yeah, I mean, you lose mark. Oh, it won't be considered a good and effective piece of conclusion. It also paraphrases the thesis statement. Yeah, you can paraphrase the thesis statement. That means you can write exactly what you have said in the thesis statement using different words. And this is what we call paraphrasing. You're saying the same thing using different words. And then you summarize the main ideas. So the main ideas that you have discussed in different paragraphs, you can, summarize here. And then you can end with a final statement. So let's, refresh what we have talked about, a concluding paragraph here. So you start with a conclusion signal, then you summarize what you have said before in body paragraphs, then you paraphrase actually the thesis statement, then you summarize what you have said before, and then you can end with a final statement. You can end with a final comment. Any questions if you have? Okay, sorry. Yeah, I think Wajid Al-Umri is asking, what is thesis statement? A thesis statement is a last sentence in your introductory paragraph. Now, why do we need a thesis statement? It is the thesis statement that tells reader what they are going to read in different body paragraphs. Wajid Al-Amri, does it answer your question? Wajid, are you
Yes,
still
doctor,
around?
thank you. It's very clear, but my question was, is the thesis statement, it should be in the introduction when we write the thesis for the master thesis? It
Yeah.
should be in the
So
introduction?
yeah, of course. So in your
Is
introductory
it the
paragraph,
objective or the
in,
aim or the first paragraph?
yeah, in the first paragraph, of course, in the first paragraph. Introductory paragraph is actually our first paragraph. So when you're writing
Could
an
you please
essay,
give us?
when you're writing your introductory paragraph, you begin with a topic sentence, okay? And then
Yes.
uh, you end with a thesis statement.
Could you
So
please
your
give us
topic sentence
example,
in
an
the first
example?
sentence, your thesis statement in the last sentence of your first paragraph. That is introductory paragraph.
Okay. Could you please give
Now,
us example in
yeah,
medical?
very, thank you.
Thank you.
For example, I'm sorry, I can only think of that, suppose if you have to write a comparative essay between uh, coronavirus and measles, okay? So you can say there, and you start with the funnel statement. Yeah, there are many dangerous diseases in the world, and coronavirus and measles are also one of them. So, and then you write, some other information related to it, and then the last sentence you write a thesis statement. So, like this, I'm going to discuss, or the following paragraphs will talk about symptoms and treatments. You signal reader what you are going to talk about in body paragraphs about symptoms and treatments. So they are actually your second paragraph and third paragraph, and you say this in the thesis statement. So if you talk first about symptoms, you have to write your second paragraph about symptom. If you talk about treatment after symptom, your third paragraph should be about treatments of those diseases. Does it clarify, or you need more examples?
Yes, yes. No, thank you very much. It's
Okay.
clear now.
So topic sentence in the first sentence, and thesis statement is usually in the last sentence of your introductory paragraph in the first paragraph. Yeah. The second question here, which of the terms of ELI is closer to, I'm sorry, I have no idea about ELIS 113. If you can clarify, maybe I can satisfy your curiosity. How this would be managed during the exam if there are many questions, especially the words count, the exam would be with a few questions. How this would be managed during the exam if there are many questions, especially the word count. Yeah. Writing is a difficult skill. So because it involves both, uh, uh, you know, uh, writing skills, and there are sub skills like using punctuations and indentation and others, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So again, before you begin writing, you must plan. You need to collect ideas, you need to organize information, you need to think of a topic sentence, and then you can begin writing. And then you need to go back and forth to your bulleted points so that you can use them, cover them while writing. Shirok, this is what you're asking, I guess. Now, Zainab Zahrani, can you show us a written sample? Written sample of what? Shirok, is it clear now? Okay. Zainab, I'm sorry, I don't know what you are referring to. Okay.
Yes,
Great.
doctor, can you hear me?
Yeah, okay.
I said, can you show us a written sample of an essay? Is that possible?
Written sample of what?
Of an
You mean?
essay.
Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't have it. Okay, that's a very important, valid point. Okay, next time I'll have. Next time
Thank you.
I'll have an essay, and I'll underline where can you find these important elements, like where is the topic sentence, where is the thesis statement, where is the signal word for conclusion. Yeah, that's a very good point. I'm sorry, but of course I'll have it next time, I promise. What are the elements of a good topic sentence? Yeah. Fahad Islam. So first of all, your topic sentence should introduce what the topic is. And if you can, add some important information about it, that would be. For example, uh, if I have to write about, if I have to write a paragraph about myself, okay? Now, what would be the best topic sentence? The first, who am I? And second, what do I do? So the best topic sentence for my introduction in one paragraph would be, I'm a teacher at King Abdulaziz University, Jeddah. So the first sentence tells you, who am I? I'm a teacher. Where? At the LI, at King Abdulaziz University. And where is this university? In Jeddah. So it gives three very important information. Who am I? Which university do I teach? And which city is this university? Does it help you understand? Hello? Fahad? Okay, right. Lovely. Can we have the materials if you don't mind? Majid Al-Arabi, again, what kind of materials are you looking for? Can you please expand on what you're saying? Okay, a soft copy of the presentation. Yeah, why not? Yeah, of course, if you can share your email or, yeah, of course I can share. No, no issues. Or maybe you can contact Mr. Kamal. He can also provide you with this presentation. Okay. Okay, Majid. Yeah. Okay. So Majid, yeah. Here is the email of Mr. Kamal. You can contact him and he can share with you some important information. Okay. Yeah, of course, it helps you when you uh, revisit it. Take a look at what you have, done once again. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's go to another sample question that I have. Again, so it's part of sample 2 that we have just discussed. I hope it's sample 2. Yeah. Okay. So some additional information uh, that you need to include in your essay. It's related to sample 2 question that we had a look at. Yeah. See, be sure to use commas and full stop correctly. Yeah. I think I've already talked about here 2 golden rules of writing. Yeah, every sentence must end with a full stop, and every sentence must begin with a capital letter. The basics rules that we are taught, when we join schools, and they're still so relevant. I see my students, yeah, uh, they end their sentences without full stop. In fact, they use commas. And instead of full stop, when you use commas, that can be categorized as comma splice mistake. Yeah. So when you're using commas for full stops, it's a kind of mistake which is called comma splice. So yeah, you should be very clear, yeah, where to use full stops and where to use commas. Commas basically we use to list ideas, or maybe before, after linkers, or coordinating conjunctions and so on. There are lots of rules about commas. We can have a separate presentation on it some other time. Okay, at least 8 of the following transition signals. So see, there's a very clear instruction that there are lots of transition signals. So students have been asked to use 8 of them at least, like first of all, second, third, when you are listing ideas. Like when you talk about symptoms of a particular disease, So you can say first symptom, second, third, fourth, and make sure, yeah, uh, uh, they are followed by commas. Yeah, because all these transition signals take commas. Also, in addition, moreover, furthermore, these are linkers of addition that you can use when we are giving, extra information, additional information. Again, next, last, finally, they are linkers of order. Yeah, first, second, third, they can also be called, linkers of order. Both, not only, but also, these are also phrases, yeah, paired. They, two words are, you can use, your information between uh, these both and, not only, but also. Yeah, these are phrases that are used. The first cause, yeah, suppose you're talking about, the effects of junk food. So you can, if you have maybe many causes, so you can say the first cause, the second cause, the third cause is, the fourth cause is. So you can use phrases like this to talk about different causes that you talk about a problem. Second problem, result, advantage. And these linkers also help you, get your number of words that you are expected to do. Okay, so yeah, it's good to use linkers, and also, you can use linkers in the form of phrases also, because they help you uh, reach that, word limit that you have been instructed to. Another way, reason, disadvantage. So these are different signals that you are supposed to be using. Yeah, in some exams they just say use linkers. In some essay exams they give you linkers and they ask you to use them, appropriately. If you have any questions with regard to linkers, go ahead. Do you find easy to use linkers, or you find problematic? If you have any questions about linkers. Okay, all right. Thank you, Zainab, Nauf, and Wajid. Sorry again. Oh, crystal clear. Wow, I'm absolutely delighted that they are so crystal clear to you. Okay, now let's have a look at third sample essay question. Here, write a 5-paragraph essay comparing and contrasting the measles and the mumps. Okay, so in fact, I was giving examples of this actually. Yeah, comparing and contrasting again. So first thing that you need to, yeah, highlight 5 paragraphs. How many paragraphs do you need to write? 5 paragraphs. So you need to underline or highlight because it's a keyword here. And then what are you supposed to be doing? Okay, comparing and contrasting. Again, important word. So it must be underlined and highlighted. Now, about which disease? Again, measles and mumps. Can you talk about, AIDS? No. Can you talk about fever? No. Here you say measles and mumps. So they are again very, very important. Now, maybe you can compare two diseases that they're not asking, and you can spend 1 hour, and so you have written a lot, you have worked hard, but you actually end up writing nothing because you missed the keyword, measles and mumps. You did comparison, but you did comparison of other diseases that the question is not asking. So it's very important to spend, I would say about 5 minutes on decoding, understanding, yeah, highlighting keywords, underlining important words, trying to understand what the question is saying. Yeah, it's very, very important. So if you spend 5 minutes here, I would say you save actually 10, 15 minutes because you have planned everything. You exactly know what you're supposed to be doing. Once you know what you're supposed to be doing, yeah, uh, you, you know, just move along without any difficulty, without any hiccups. Uh, as I hear the clicking sound, some question maybe. Okay, Kamal, just complete the evaluation form at the end of the workshop. Okay, yeah. Yeah, please. Yeah, you need to do some kind of evaluation. Don't forget to do that. Okay, remember to do that. Okay. Now again, your essay should 400 words. Again, you need to highlight 400 words. How many words? 400 words. Okay. Now, some I see students, wasting a lot of time on, counting, number of words after every paragraph. You don't have to do that. Yeah. For example, if you have to write 400 words, after you have finished your essay, or maybe in the middle, if you think whether I have reached the word limit or not, count number of words in a sentence. Suppose you have 10 words and you have written 10 sentences. So calculate, multiply, number of words with number of sentences. So suppose one sentence have got 10 words, and how many sentences? 10. So 10 tens are 100 words. Suppose your sentence have 20 words and you have written, 15 sentences. So 15 into 20, it's about 300 words. So you can save time here. Instead of, counting each word in 5 paragraphs, yeah, it can consume a lot of time. So you can save time and energy by, sticking to this strategy. Count number of words in a sentence and multiply with number of sentences that you have written so far. You'll get the number of words that you are looking for. Hope it helps you understand. I'm sure it's going to. I see a lot of my students, counting maybe 4 or 5 times and every word. Yeah, that actually drains. It sucks you. That drains your energy, and of course, it kills your time as well. It consumes your time unnecessarily. Now, have an effective funnel. Attention getting introductory paragraph. I think we have already talked about it. Let me just refresh again if someone has missed, might get it. Funnel introduction is you begin with some general information about the topic, and then you make it a specific related to the topic. Like in this case, comparing and contrasting measles and mumps. Yeah, you can say there are many dangerous diseases in the world, and measles and mumps are also considered, uh, dangerous. So you have started with something general, and then you are using a controlling idea to limit the topic in the form of measles and mumps. Now again, thesis statement that clearly shows the essay will be comparison and contrast. Yeah. So suppose if you write an introductory paragraph of this essay, comparing and contrasting the measles and mumps, in the thesis statement you have to say uh, that there will be comparison and contrast. Yeah. Or you can say the essay will discuss, similarities and differences. So maybe suppose you have a 5. Yeah, here is a 5 paragraph essay. Now you need to devise some strategy. You need to plan out how you are going to write. So your first paragraph should be introduction. You can write 2 paragraphs about similarities between measles and mumps, and then you can write 2 paragraphs further about differences. So 1 introduction, 2 similarities, 2 paragraphs for differences, and then 1 conclusion. Okay, so it's no. So you can do one thing. Yeah, I think it becomes 6. So you can do one thing: 1 introduction, maybe 1 comparison, sorry, 1 similarities, and 2 differences. So 3, and then 1 introduction, 1 yeah, it makes 5. Now it depends. Now how you are going to write 1 paragraph for similarities and 2 paragraphs for differences. On what basis do you decide? For example, if you see there are few similarities between measles and mumps, and 1 paragraph is sufficient in the body paragraph. So you write just 1 body paragraph. But if you think there are a lot of differences between measles and mumps, then you can write in 2 paragraphs. So if you have more information about differences, use 2 paragraphs. If you have less information about, similarities, use in 1 paragraph. Okay, so it depends on the topic. It depends, the kind of information that you have at your disposal. Okay, let's go to another bulleted information. Yeah. 3 well-supported body paragraphs which discuss the major similarities and differences. Yeah, we have already talked about it. So in body paragraphs, you have to talk about actually similarities and differences. And which one will be 1 paragraph, which one will be 2 paragraphs, we have already talked about it. Yeah. And again, each paragraph should have a topic sentence. Yeah. Which should be closely linked to the thesis statement. And it's all about, coherence and cohesion. Yeah. If you ensure, topic sentence and supporting sentences with examples, which is closely linked to the thesis statement and so on, they all help make your essay coherent and cohesive. Now, follow a clear point by point or block organizational pattern. So there are 2 ways of organizing information. It's a point by point. That means you write 1 similarity and then you write difference. So similarities and difference go hand in hand. So in 1 paragraph, you have similarities and differences both. This is called point by point organization of information. But if you have to write block organizational pattern, in 1 paragraph, you only talk about similarities. In another paragraph, you talk about differences specifically. So this is the difference between point by point and block organizational pattern. Yeah. So in point by point, similarities and differences are mixed up. You write similarities and then next sentence difference in the same paragraph. But when it comes to block organizational pattern, 1 paragraph strictly talks about similarities, and when you have to talk about differences, you have to do so in a different paragraph altogether. Now, the last point in this sample essay question: have a concluding paragraph which starts with the transition signal and summarizes the main similarities and differences between the 2 diseases. Again, you need to start your concluding paragraph with a signal, transition signal of conclusion, like all in all, finally, to summarize, in summary. Yeah. In a nutshell, there are lots of transition signals for conclusion that you can use. You can also use phrases like it's clear that, looking at these examples, yeah, these are also signal phrases that you can use. And then you need to summarize what you have said in the similarities and differences between two diseases. So you can get few important points from the body paragraph of similarities, and you can also collect few points from the body paragraph of differences, and then you can just write in a couple of sentences. So it would help you summarize what you have said in your body paragraphs about measles and mumps. So this ensures that your conclusion is very, very effective. So you start with a signal word of a transition signal of conclusion, then you summarize what you have said before. Yeah, and that means if you have done these two things, your conclusion is very, very effective. It will help you get top grades. Uh, Do you have any more samples? Yeah, yeah, something related to, again, sample that we have just done together. Yeah. Be sure to use at least 4 different transition signals. Yeah. So here, students are strictly instructed to use 4 different transition signals for comparison and 4 different transition signals for contrast, like but, however, so, although, though, yeah, one way, one hand, or the other hand, so on and so forth. Yeah. So again, when you are instructed to give something, yeah, you need to uh, include this in your essay. And that is the that takes me to the last slide, questions. Now, you can have as many questions as you want. Yeah. You can write your questions in the chat box, or you can ask questions using your mic.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Muhammad, for this wonderful presentation. We really learned a lot about how to analyze and how to understand the question, then how to write the essay. So thank you so much. And also thank you for the attendees for attending the workshop. And now let's open the floor for questions. Please just raise your hand and open your mic, or post it here, post your question or comment here
Yeah.
in the chat. So I shared with you 3 links. The first one is the evaluation form. Please make sure you write your name and email correctly. So the second one is our booking system. If you need any help, you can just book an appointment, whether online or in Canvas, face-to-face. And the third one is our YouTube channel. We will upload it, inshallah. We'll upload the video recording of this workshop within, inshallah, 24 to 48 hours, inshallah. And let's see if you have any questions or comments. Okay, I think Fahad here is asking, are there any good materials about academic writing, like books or, yeah.
Okay, I'll share some important relevant materials with Dr. Kamal, and attendees can get in touch with Dr. Kamal to receive those materials.
Thank you. Yes, Wished, go ahead.
I want to ask you, Doctor, My problem in writing that I always write a long sentence. When I want to describe something, I use a lot of words to describe it. What's the perfect way to make it more short and to make it more effective? I mean, my writing. I want to improve my writing because I write um, like if I want to explain a disease, for example, cardiovascular disease, I will explain it in long sentence, deeply. I add a lot of words. I want to make my writing more short and more simple and more clear. Is my question
Oh,
clear?
okay. Yeah. So if you want to write something and you tend to use a lot of words, okay, now you need to practice. How? Suppose, if you choose a topic and if you write about it and you use a lot of words, then you need to go back to what you have written again, and then you have to, you know, uh, pay attention to whether this word deserves to be here. For example, can I say without this word? So suppose if you have used a word which conveys message clearly, then you can, delete other words. And the best thing is, you can summarize. You can develop summarizing skill. Suppose if you write something in 100 words, now focus on the meaning of that 100-word paragraph and try to write, a 100-word paragraph into maybe 3 sentences. Try to make it compact. So if you do so, if you practice like this, you can remove words that are unnecessary. It requires a lot of practice. But if you do, for example, if you read a story, how can I, convey the whole story in a few words possible? So if you practice like this, I hope it can help you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. So still have some times for other questions. If you have, just raise your hand or post it here in the chat. Okay, what is the best way you recommend to prepare well for the final writing exam?
Good. Actually, you need to stick to process writing. Like before you get into actual writing, you need to plan out. Like, for example, your topic is on advantages and disadvantages of using the internet. Okay. Now, first you need to write T. T. Okay. Under T, you write advantages. What are the advantages of using the internet? So write maybe 5 or 6 important points that you think are good for using the internet. And then think of, disadvantages, bad things about using the internet, like it kills time. So what could be advantages? Yeah, it helps you collect information. It helps you, do online shopping. It helps you pay your bills, and so on and so forth. So once you have collected 5 or 6 points, now you have enough ideas for writing about advantages. Now, disadvantages, like it kills your time, it kills your energy, it can lead to health issues. Yeah, it can also lead to, watching something which is not required, okay? So points like this. So once you have collected enough points for advantages, enough points for disadvantages, and then, think about a topic sentence, introductory paragraph, topic sentence, yeah, and then thesis statement. So you haven't started writing, you're just collecting points, organizing information, and, deciding what kind of topic sentence to write and what to write in the thesis statement. Once you are ready with this information, then you can go actually into uh, uh, actual writing. But you can't just do only in the exam. You need to practice like this at home. Once you have practiced it, quite a few times, then it becomes a habit. And something that becomes habit, it comes naturally to you. I can give examples of my own students. Students who practice like this do well in writing. Students who do not practice at home, do not plan before they write, they get stuck in the middle. So as the famous saying goes, if you have actually failed to plan, you have actually planned to fail. Now you need to decide whether you want to fail or you want to succeed. So if you want to succeed, you must plan very well before you start writing. So if you fail to plan, you have actually planned to fail. Any further questions?
Yes, great. Any other questions, suggestions, comments you would like to share with us? All right, so I think
I
since
think
there are no
the
more
attendees are
questions,
sympathetic towards me. They don't want to prolong my misery.
okay. All right, so thank you so much for attending the workshop. Thank you, Dr. Muhammad. We appreciate
You're
your
so very
time,
welcome, Dr. Basim. You're
and
so helpful. You're so motivating.
thank you. My pleasure. Thank you all, and enjoy the rest of your evening.